Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Lee Mcgregor. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you as well.
Last time I saw you, we were all in Vegas, having a great time. Josh Taylor had won. Just sort of reflecting back on that time, we didn't get to speak about it. How was it for you to experience that?
Yeah, no, it was good, really good. Obviously, we were over there for a long time. I think it was nearly 5 weeks we were out there for, so it was strictly business. Obviously, for the first 4 weeks, we were all focused on Josh becoming undisputed champion. So it was an amazing experience. The whole thing, just always living in the house together. Just even his mates and stuff were all living like athletes, coaches, and it was just a great atmosphere, great vibe. And again, myself, personally, it was a great experience for me just to see all that, experience it. And I got some world-class sparring out there as well, and had a good training camp for myself. And it was a good to get my base fitness back and that. To be honest, after my last fight, I never took the foot off the gas. I was straight back in the gym as soon as my fight was out of the way, which was March. And then, yes, kept on training, and then obviously tapered down. I could enjoy my food and that for a little bit and everything like that. So Vegas was just a good start for me to get that base fitness back and just get back living clean again. And then obviously Josh won. We had a celebration, we had a party, but that's yeah, just all in all, it was an amazing experience, and so grateful to have been a part of it.
When it all was said and done and Josh won, what was that like for you, though? Because I saw you guys were just jumping up and down and screaming.
No, that's what I mean. It was an experience that it's very, very hard to explain. It's something like that you feel inside of you, and the adrenaline, everything was just, I've never experienced a feeling like that before. And I didn't think someone else could give me that feeling. I said that after the fight, it was best moment in my career, best moment in my life, and it wasn't even my achievement. It was just to be a part of it. Obviously, be a close friend of Josh as well as a teammate. It was just absolutely unbelievable. And honestly, God, I mean this like it was just a total uncontrollable experience. I'm the type that don't really like to make a fool of myself. I'm always respectful, and when I'm speaking to people, and I like to give a good account of myself, and want people to have obviously a good opinion of myself. But when Josh just won, it was I totally just went out, zoned out, and I was live on my Instagram, and again, like to be respectful and stuff, and I'm sure there was words that shouldn't have been said on the live, and like I said, it was just an experience that someone will probably be very, very hard to beat. So amazing experience.
And how that motivates you as well.
Exactly, that also being a part of that, seeing what it takes, seeing the work Josh puts in. I've been alongside him from the very start, previous teams, previous training camps, so we've done it together. He's there now, and it's now my turn to do that. And to be honest, it's from a selfish point of view, it's very, very beneficial for me. And I'm lucky enough to have someone like Josh. Josh never had that, and a lot of people won't have that. So I'll use that to my advantage. And like you say, it's gave me that hunger. And as soon as I got back from Vegas, I've been straight down here, straight back in the gym, and living like a true athlete, putting everything into my training, discipline, sacrificing every single bit. And that's why I'm obviously in a great position ahead of my next fight. But
you have a solid group of people, because even with Ben Davison and the other guys in the gym, you guys all seem to have a really good groove with one another. And even with Ben, having worked with so many world-class fighters, I mean, he really knows what he's doing in
100%.
Guiding your guys' careers.
Yeah, definitely. It's not just a team in here, it's like family. We all live together, we train together. And like you say, Ben's, he covers every single area. You see it yourself, everybody sees little glimpses online and social media and stuff, but this is by far the best run gym. I feel like the best gym in Britain by a mile, and I'm not being biased by saying that. Everything is run so well. and like I said, every single area is covered. We don't only, it's 24/7 here. It's a lifestyle. It's
Yeah.
no training camp. I feel like, even like I've said this before, when I go back home after my fight, it's not like, right, the fight's done, I've won. Obviously, don't get me wrong, you have a little switch off and everything like that, but I'm still focused and thinking about boxing every day of my life, whether that be studying. That doesn't take any effort and any toll on the body by studying fighters. So if I'm not training and I'm in my downtime, I'm studying and trying to improve as a fighter that way, and that's down to Ben. Like I said, covering all areas, having the video analysis, Lee Wiley down here, who's with us for the next, obviously until our fights, and not just that, recovery. You see it all. It's you get everything down here, and that's why people are seeing the results, and they're going to keep seeing the results to Ben's fighters, and it's because we're all living the life.
What made you get into boxing? Because I don't know that story.
Well, my older brother, who's 14 months older than me, he was more the boxer. He was Scottish champion and all that as an amateur. Very highly rated fighter as like a junior and youth boxer. Whereas with me, I was more into football. He was a boxer. I was a football player, always active. And then he was actually years and years and years ago when. Can't remember how old we were, but very, very young. That's when I actually first met Josh Taylor. It was a Gilmerton boxing club, an amateur boxing club back in Edinburgh. He boxed there alongside Josh, and that's when Josh says he used to remember me as a young kid coming in, running in. But I wasn't training, I was just running in at the end, and I would maybe crack away on the bags for the last 10 minutes, and I just had all this energy that I used to want to burn. So that's sort of my first sort of involvement in boxing, and then I started getting into it a bit, and then my amateur coach, Pej Horsbauer, he's totally like, I think I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for him. I went, my brother probably won't mind me saying this now because like, where we are in our lives and things like that, but it used to be, I don't know, like, Pej was a well-respected guy in Edinburgh, and he was taking Connor up and down the gym, and I was just this little guy, Torag, you could say, and I was like, oh, I'm coming to the gym with you, and it was typical brother, no, you're not coming, and I says, I'm coming, and he used to always run out the door and leave me, like, not in a bad way, just young age, just didn't want his brother to be there, probably embarrassed, and one day I just went, you know what, I'm just going to go up there myself, and I got the bus up, and I walked in his face, you could tell he was beaming, and Pej being the guy he is, and how I know him now, we fast forward 10 plus years, and me knowing the guy he is now, like, the minute I walked through that door, couldn't have been any more nicer, and that's what my brother obviously was like, got annoyed about that, but then not any jealous with. I think he was more embarrassed because I was just a young boy, just his little brother. Yeah. So he had my first little session. Obviously, seen a bit of potential. The next day, then obviously had to drop us back off at the house after training, and he said, "Same time tomorrow, boys. You coming tomorrow, Lee?" And like that was it. Like there was no going back. It was so he picked us up the next day, and then that next day we got into the gym. And he dropped a bag, like a boxing bag, and he went, "There you go, son." And it was like skipping ropes, brand new boxing boots, new boxing gloves, new everything. And I was just like, wow, just met this guy the first day, and the rest is history. We've been with me every single fight, still in my corner at my professional fights as well. And we're on this journey together. And obviously, so much more people have played a massive part to be where I am just now. Like, mention my sponsors, P&D Scaffolding, who have been with me from that get-go as well, as well as my family and my brother along the way when I eventually accepted that I was in the gym, and loads of people, John McCarran, who then became my head coach, and Pej, they too coached me all the way through the amateur days. And going back to the days, I was thrown in the deep end as well, like I have done my professional career. I became Scottish and British amateur champion after about 10 fights as an amateur, and quite unheard of, to be honest. And I won the Open, like the British Championships, the same season as I'd won the Novice Championships, which is novice is like, well, you know the term novice is under 6 fight, very inexperienced. So to do that, and then I was at the World Championships as a youth after 13 fights, very just fast, just right in the deep end, sink or swim, and I'm swimming. I'm going to continue to do that. It's the same with my pro career, and here we are.
When you're so young, though, like, how do you sort of keep yourself from getting distracted? Because it's so easy to do so, especially these days.
Yeah, no, that's another thing, and again, it's just I think what helped me is I was hungry, and I got on the GB boxing team. So I got my first job for Edinburgh Council doing business administration apprenticeship when I was about 17, 18 year old, and I worked there for about a year and a half, as well as boxing. And it's when I worked there I eventually got on the GB, and that was like me, that was a dream come true for me, because then I could hand my notice into work, and I was on GB basically full time. And that's when it clicked for me. I was like, I can do something here. And at the weekends, like you said, the 18-year-old mates started finding the clubs, going out and everything like that. And what I'd done to keep myself on track was I passed my driving test quite early, and I got myself a little takeaway job on the weekends, and I was doing deliveries, and that just kept me busy over the weekends while all my mates were out partying, and I was dedicating my life to the sport, and I feel like, well, it has changed my life, and I feel like it's going to continue to do so, and I'm within touch and distance of real life-changing opportunities. So it's all down to that years and years ago.
I hope this isn't too much of a personal question, but I really like to sort of kind of get into the psyche of someone who, when they're navigating their journey, right? You just said you were hungry.
Yep.
What was it that made you hungry, though? Because as an example, for myself, what made me hungry was I didn't come from much.
Yeah.
So I needed to provide, but not just that. I wanted to one day be able to give my parents something in return. So what was that? Where did that hunger come from?
Yeah, no, totally. Exactly that. I can relate to you with that one. It's not an easy upbringing at all. Wouldn't change one thing about it, to be honest. I've got four boys, three brothers, and we were all brought up by my dad himself. My mum and dad split up, and just for whatever reason we were brought up by my dad, and you can imagine that it being tough. You get brought up by a guy who's not the typical mother who's going to have cooked dinners on the table every night on time at the right times. It was takeaways for dinner at 8 o'clock at night. It was things that just an average guy will do, and he doesn't do much cooking. And you could say it wasn't an easy upbringing. Wouldn't change anything. My dad done what he could for us and done his best he could, and I wouldn't be here today without him. And I'm grateful for what he done for me and my brothers. But yeah, just little things like that have made me hungry and realise it's not been easy being brought up, and I have had a tough life. People close to me maybe know that, but it's not just that as well. I could sit here for hours and really explain things. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, but there was another thing. When I was younger, I had a really bad skin condition, psoriasis, and I've kind of still got it, to be honest, but I'm living a lot better, and medication as you get older and stuff obviously helps it. But all these little things played a part, and have played a part to get me where I am today. Going through school, you can imagine the fights and all that I used to battle through and get through it all, but I wouldn't change one thing about it all, because that's why I am the guy I am today, and that's why I'm here. Yeah, 100%. And again, goes back to my thanking my brother as well. Like, it's made me the fighter I am, and people have seen it in the gym. People have seen maybe glimpses in my fights, but there's no way I'm going to be in as deep water in a fight as what I have been in my life, and it's never ever going to be as tough as that. So if I can get through all that and the beatings my brother used to give me as a young kid, being in the deep waters and being able to come through them as a young boy, there's no way anybody's going to be able to make me quit or do anything like that as a man. Like, I'm a man, I've got my own family now, I've got my daughter now. I've got a new motivation, and that's why I do it now, as well as all this stuff that I've been through in the past has made me hungry and get to where I am. Now everything I do is to provide for my daughter and my family.
I do find that the common denominator in so many people who never give up are the ones who have gone through hell, usually in their early years, that led them to be the adults that they are. And that's why you have a bit of resilience with you. Like you're resilient. Nothing, like you just said, it's sort of like water off a duck's ass, isn't it? Everything else.
Yeah, no, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this training and living like an athlete. Yeah, it's tough, of course, being away from my family and things like that. But see, like, the hard, grueling training sessions and the sacrifices and that, I enjoy it because it's, like you say, it's never been as tough as what I'd been through as a young kid. So I soak these experiences up, and that's why I put my all into the sport, and 100% dedication, sacrifice. Ben will tell you, there's a lot of people that play at this game, and that's one thing I don't do. I 100% discipline and give this game my absolute all, and that's why within 10 fights I'm British, Commonwealth, European champion, within touching distance of life-changing things, and I will do it. I will become a world champion. It's just keep grounded, keep working hard, and it's going to come.
And congratulations on your first round knockout.
Yeah, thank you. It was a long time. It was 6 months preparation for that fight, 3 cancelled dates, but we got there in the end, and then with only been 1 minute. Yeah, it was 3 cancelled dates. I come down here. Yeah, again, I come down here in September last year to prepare for the first date in November. 10 days out from the fight, so all the hard work's done. The weight's down. You're ready to fight. I tested positive with old COVID, didn't I? So the fight was postponed and pushed back to January 22nd in the new year. So it wasn't a case of, right, you can go back home, go and eat, do this, do that, and then we'll get back in. It was basically still have to stay disciplined, stay on it. Obviously got back for a week or two, seen the family recovered from the virus, and then it was straight back to work and come down. And then about 2 weeks before that date, British Boxing Board of Control cancelled all boxing in the month of January because of the coronavirus again. So it was, you can imagine how we were feeling. We got a new date for February the 6th. So it was only another push back another couple of weeks. So it was, again, can't take the foot off the gas, need to stay on it, stay disciplined. And the day, but it was in Dubai, so we're like, right, it's going to happen this time. It's out in Dubai. This is the date that it's going to be going ahead. The day before we were supposed to fly out to Dubai for the fight, the hotel quarantines come in, a lot of Dubai travel was cancelled. This was the day before we were due to fly, bags were packed. Again, weight was down, training was done. It was the day before. That was the real gut-wrenching one. And then got another new date for March 19th. So it was stay on it again, and finally, yeah, we got in there on March 19th, and all that, and for 2 minutes work.
Oh my gosh.
But again, I'm grateful for what happened.
Right.
I am, as much as it was a terrible time and really, really, it was challenging. It really was. There was times where I was like, I can't do this anymore. Being away from my daughter, it's no secret that it's hard for me to make 118 pounds as well. The size, I'm a big bantamweight. So to be down at that weight 3 times, up, down, it's not good on your body. So that, on top of all the other things, it was tough, but again, it was all worth it. The improvements and the progression that I made from the November date to the eventual March date, I wouldn't have done what I'd done on March 19th if that November date went ahead. So again, things happen for reasons, and I'm grateful for all the obstacles that do get put in my way as well.
You have a good head on your shoulders.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you are going to be out in 3 weeks. Lord willing,
Fingers
all
crossed.
continues to go well
Yeah.
against Vincent Le Grand. So tell me about your opponent.
Yeah, it's a great record. On paper, he looks like a real test. 32 fights, 32 wins, 17 knockouts. I don't think he's been in with anybody like myself. I think there's a lot of questions to be answered, and I'll ask the questions for sure. But you don't become 32-0 with 17 knockouts if you're not a good fighter.
Right.
So I'm expecting a tough fight. I prepared very hard.
Most men who have just 10 fights don't normally go out and face someone who has 30.
Yeah, exactly. 32-0 he is, yeah. So it shows you that, and like I've said, from my amateur days and my professional career, I don't back down from no challenges. My mandatory challenger, and I'll prepare hard. Well, I have prepared hard, really hard, and I can confidently say this has been the best training camp I've ever had, ever. Everything has went so well. We're into nearly the final 2 weeks. So just continue to keep training, keep focused, just going over the game plans. Fingers crossed, like we get there and get in the ring, and I can show people that I'm no joke at this weight, and I am coming, and I'm within touch and distance. I really believe that. My team believe that. And I think that this performance will prove that again.
So how much longer do you reckon you're going to be at bantamweight then? If you're saying you're having a little bit of an issue making the weight, how much longer are you going to keep yourself there?
It's not an issue making it.
Oh.
It's not. Obviously, it is tough. I'm a big lad. Everybody knows that. It's not going to be easy for me to get down to the weight. It's just the fact I haven't got that up and down 3 times with that last date and the time frames. That doesn't really happen. You don't really need to do that to your body. Obviously, you have a fight. You have a couple of months break, you get back into training, you prepare, you have another training camp, you get down, it's just a one-off. Whereas my weight come down 3 times and back up, and it's not good. It's not good for that. So it's not an issue. We're gonna obviously see what options become available after this fight, and we'll keep grafting away, and hopefully I think I'm the next challenger in line for the IBF world title. Obviously, I knew he's a champion. There's going to be undisputed fights in that probably in the next couple of months. So I just need to be patient, keep winning. See, to be honest, it's just a bit unfortunate for me just now because the champions at my weight are the elite champions. And any other time, I would be ready to go now for a world title shot. There's been world champions in the past that I would very confidently say that I would get in there with tomorrow and be confident of beating. Obviously, the guys and the champions and the crop of champions that are there just now are very, very good and very dangerous. And with me having time on my side and only 10 fights, my team are never going to rush me and push me in there as much as I would, of course. I just need to listen to them and do what they say. My time will come. So it's win this fight. That's a full focus, and then we'll see what's what after that one.
So I like to ask this question to guys who are still up and coming.
Yep.
Is there someone in the division that you're currently in that you would see as a dream fight, like where you look at him and go, he's a great fighter, but I know I can beat him? Is there anyone in particular that springs to mind? Or maybe not. Or maybe you just want to fight him.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that there's somebody
a fight that I think makes sense, and I would like it, is I think the Paul Butler fight would be a great fight. We're both with MTK. We're both. I think I'm number 2 with IBF. I think he's number 3. So the winner of that would be a final eliminator. So the fight can easily be made. He looked good in his last performance, and then the winner would go on to challenge for the world title. So I think that would be a decent fight. It's not a dream fight. I wouldn't say I've got a dream fight. I've got a dream venue. I would love to fight at Tynecastle Park. My Heart and Lothian, that's the football team that I support. I'd love to fight at that stadium one day. For the world title would be unbelievable, or a defence, or an eliminator, or whatever. I would just love a big night there back home in Edinburgh for all my fans, family, friends, everything like that. But that's for the future. So
is it in Edinburgh Castle that Josh Taylor wants to fight?
Yeah, Josh wants a castle. Of course, I would love to be
on
a
that
part of
undercard.
that. Also, yeah, of course. There's so many big nights to look forward to.
Yeah.
And with me being so young, it's exciting. I'm only 24 years old, so we've got
You got time.
many big nights to come.
Well, you know what? You got a good head on your shoulders.
Thank you, I
Lee,
appreciate that.
And I wish you all the best, honestly. And just a few weeks away, like I said,
Yep.
Lord willing, all goes well, and then we get to August the 6th and nothing happens. Any final words? Anything else you'd like to say?
Just no, I just want to obviously just shout out these sponsors, P&D Scaffolding, of course. First of all, they've, like I said, from that young kid, stuck by me, and again, I wouldn't be here in this position today without them. And then there's ones that have come on along the way who play a massive part in helping me be here, live down here, train, and be able to have my family, be comfortable back home, and me, no worries, financial things. So Everlast, obviously, Sports Direct, Skinny Food, their new ones that have just come on board, they keep me right on top with the diet, as well as Rendell's. And like I said, I couldn't ask for a better team around me. Ben Davison, my coach, Lee Wiley. I'm just so grateful and privileged to have all these guys, and we'll pay them back with a big performance on August 6th.
All right. Well, nice speaking with you. It's the first time we've
yeah.
done our interview.
Yeah, no,
I
and that was
know.
a good one as well. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Bye,
Thank
Fight
you.
fans.